Hi guys, and welcome back to Single, Married, Separated, Divorced, and Single Again. But you know what? Don't forget to add Ready to Mingle. Anyway, welcome back to our episode where we talk about your everyday living in the dating world, in your marriage, life after divorce, and all those things that has to do with your life as a woman. My name is Jehovah, and today we have a very interesting topic. Interesting because most people has asked me about this from my two previous topics. So today we're gonna talk about the best, the good, and the worst. So we're gonna talk about the alpha male, the wolf, and the hyena. We want to differentiate between these three type of men. So last week we were talking about, I'm just gonna introduce or kind of take you into what we talked about last week, which is how to catch an alpha male instead of a hyena. Because to be quite honest, I don't know who the hyena were made for. Maybe it was made for a hyena woman because they're terrible. And today we're going to talk about the alpha male. I'm going to talk a little bit about the wolf and the hyena, but mostly today we're going to concentrate on the alpha male. What is the things that will let you know that right now you are dealing with an alpha male? So stay tuned. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, to share, and please like and comment and push that notification button so that every single time Jehovah load a new video, you are ahead of your game. Let's get started. Words have different meanings to different people. For example, when you say you are single, what do you mean? Are you single because you are not married? Or are you single because you are not dating? Can you see what I mean? Before I end this episode, I'm gonna use that example of the three people so that you know exactly what I'm talking about, because all these points that I'm talking about, they are very, very evident in this relationship that I'm gonna mention. The first relationship that I'm gonna mention is the couple in the first Love is Blind, Cameron and Lauren. When you look at Cameron, he's definitely, unapologetically an alpha male.
I never expected walking into this facility that I would find my wife and mean that, but here we are.
Everything has just been building up to this moment, to meet this man who I feel fell out of the sky. I feel like he was made in a factory, he was specifically put together for me.
I think I'm just a little nervous about seeing her for the first time physically. I hope that, her expectations aren't let down. I don't think they will be, but, you just never know when you add in that physical element, how that might change things.
When we're in the pods, we don't have to think about how we look physically because they can't see us. So right now, I'm like, oh my God, what if a piece of my hair is sticking up? I can't have bad breath. What if I'm sweating? I'm just anticipating the moment of getting to physically see him, and I'm a nervous wreck. But I'm ready. gosh. Cameron.
I'm never gonna let you go. I'm waiting to marry you.
I feel like this environment has allowed me to date outside my race without even knowing, mainly because Cameron and I's connection was so strong that I really didn't care what color he was. It just turns out that he was white. You're so handsome.
I can't believe how beautiful you are.
Oh, you're so handsome. You literally look like a prince, like Prince Charming.
I put my hands up, I put my head down. Everything just seems so heavy now.
Of course, yes.
I've been trying so hard to figure it out.
Pretty, gorgeous.
Sometimes you're alright, sometimes it's all wrong. Sometimes you don't know where you belong. You're walking that wire that you've been on.
Now, most people, when they see Cameron, they will think, oh no, he's too soft to be an alpha male. No one says an alpha male is a hard, like kind of terrorist guy. Like, you know what when I say terrorist, what I mean is just like somebody who's terrorizing the household. These men that comes home and everybody's just running around like a headless chicken. You're afraid, oh, daddy's here. Oh my God. Oh, no. An alpha male is a gentleman, and that's Cameron. And can you see the alpha female being so loud, Because remember, like I said, remember when I say these different types of alpha males? So Cameron is a softer one, but it doesn't mean that all the alpha males are like him. There's the ones that are like, bald and so on. Cameron is also bald, but in a softer kind of way. But can you see how Lauren bring out that, because she's an extrovert, introverted, you know what I mean? So she brings out, because he's a very, very, like, he's an introvert for sure. So he brings that, she brings that out of him, in the sense of like, they are like really combining. Like when you see like them as a couple, you will know that that's an alpha male and an alpha female. And all the things that I mentioned before, you can really look in them. They have it. Cameron is very sensitive. He's very much in touch with his emotions. Like when you watch that Love is Blind, you'll know what I'm talking about.
You have that moment where the doors open up, you see each other for the first time.
Yeah.
Made me so nervous. All the couples.
Me too.
Yeah, in that moment, what was the first thing you thought when you saw the other person?
I was like, ooh, wait, he is sexy. But honestly, like I was just like, he's so handsome. Looks like Prince Charming. Like that was the first thing I thought about. Like this is like my fairy tale. I feel like this is like a storybook right now,
Yeah. I mean, she is and was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen, and I was just completely blown away. I like didn't know if I could even believe it,
Yeah, and so obviously the physical attraction was there. So
Yeah,
you saw each
for
other.
sure.
If you didn't have that, do you think you could have tried to still cultivate a relationship? Or?
Yeah, I think so, because I feel like I connected with Cameron on a level that was so much deeper than what he looked like by that point. Like we cried on the second date, okay? Like it's something there. I gotta at least try. And I feel like even attraction is something that can grow. So I would have definitely
too. Physical.
Forward.
Yeah, the physical component of a relationship. I mean, we can't say that's not important. It is.
Yeah.
But like Lauren said, I think it can grow over time.
Anyway, the second couple that I'm going to use is a couple that I came to admire. I used to follow the wife, obviously now the wife, Candace Owens and her husband, Josh Farmer. Those definitely are two alphas. The husband is definitely a typical alpha male, like typically. He's kind of like and I think one of the things that I can mention right now is that an alpha male really brings, because remember I mentioned that an alpha female is a typical kind of woman who's really, they're feminine, but they're kind of like, you know, because they're so talkative and so on, sometimes their masculine energy comes kind of out. So the only male that can actually make these women calm down and just be themselves and remain and continue to be women, because remember, to be quite honest, an alpha female are very, very feminine. They love even though they are independent and so on, they really love. Okay, let me talk about myself. I'm very feminine. I love being a woman. I'm enjoying being a woman. I love and I want a man, as I usually say, because I want to be taken care by a man. Like, I am so in my feminine when, you know, I'm with a man who's like kind of like, I don't know, like treat you like a girl, because I'm kind of girlish, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. When you look at Candace Owens, like I've watched interviews with her and her husband, and you can see she doesn't talk over. And you know, Candace Owens talks like, you know, she's very I don't want to say loud. Obviously, she has to speak out, because obviously she's very much into like trying to bring information out there, hidden information that most people are afraid to kind of talk about. So she will be able to, I would say that she's very talkative, but at the same time, she doesn't really talk over her husband. You can literally see that this is an alpha male that brings the best out of this wonderful, beautiful young woman.
So we'll start with the number one question that we were asked about our relationship, which was, how did you guys meet? And it is a very, very interesting story.
Well, so, I mean, you know the story.
Yeah,
so
I
I'll
do.
tell it from my side.
Okay.
So you came to do an event in London in December, and that was to launch Turning Point UK with Charlie. And the first time we actually met was at the RAC Club, Royal Automobile Club in London on Pall Mall. And you were giving a speech, and I think from that moment onwards, the connection was made.
Right. So just to give everybody context, we got engaged after 2.5 weeks, maybe?
I think it was about that time. Yeah,
Right.
that's right. Yeah.
Right. Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, whirlwind romance, I believe. Is the
I know. And
expression.
it was really strange because it was so not my character for me to ever think that I would be a person that said I got engaged after 2.5 weeks. And it sort of begs the question, and something that Ali Stuckey and I talk about, because, I mean, she's now pregnant, about to give birth, or probably already has given birth by the time this episode airs.
Yeah, probably.
And she actually met her fiance really quickly, and they got married. And one of the things that we always talk about is we kind of live in this culture now where people think that there's this like system, right? You need to meet somebody, you date that person for a length of time, 3 years, 5 years, then you need to get engaged, and so it goes.
And you know what? I found out they got married after like they got engaged after 17 days. The husband asked her to get married to him after 17 days. I told you. An alpha male, they will know in advance that, you know.
You met and 2.5 weeks later got engaged. And so what's that all about? All right, so give us a little bit of your story.
Thanks, David. First off, just want to say thank you for having us. I mean, what an incredible place. Liberty University, what a place. Worked with my father in commodities, which is sort of trading metals around the world. And at the same time I've been doing that. That's about the last 10 years. And then at the same time been quite involved in politics in the UK, to do with Brexit, which we'll talk about shortly. But really sort of the twin worlds of finance and politics in the UK for about the last decade. And then my life sort of took a bit of a change when I met this young woman on my left in December of last year at a speech in London. And, you know, guys, when you see a good thing, don't hang around. So I saw Candace and just sort of thought, yep, this is going to work. And it took me all of 2 weeks to ask her to marry me. And as I say, you know, shock tactics. It caught her off guard, and she said yes, and she didn't even know what she was doing. So there we go.
Candace Candace is a smart lady, and I promise she knew what she was doing.
I don't know. Has you seen the way he looks at her? That's the one thing that I like about alpha male. Alpha males, when they love their woman, like when you look at the way they look at their wives, and you go like, wow. And they can be married for 10 years or whatever. The way they look at you, alpha males, for me, that's the best man. Like, I want an alpha male for sure. No apologies.
You get a whole range of reactions, and I mean, we both know that there was quite entertaining reactions at the beginning. People being like, "This is ridiculous," and "You're never going to work," and all this kind of stuff. And then there was also the reaction where I sat down with a friend of a friend, and I told him the story. And by the end of the story, he burst into tears because he said, "I've never heard something like that before, apart from my grandparents who were married 58 years." And only, separate. Well, they didn't separate. His grandfather died. And so it's one of those things where I think our culture today encourages these kind of long romances, which don't necessarily lead anywhere. Let's put it like that. Right. And actually sometimes, I mean, when everyone said, when you know. And so as a result, it was kind of, when I met you, I knew, and that was it. And so it was just the case. And I love our story. I think it's an incredible story. I mean, like, how many people can say that?
I know, not many people.
The third couple will be my pastor, Pastor Alan Tot, and his wife, Alan Tot. They're an example of an alpha male and an alpha female for sure. The alpha male just doing what they have to do, helping the husband behind the scenes, and like the alpha male really just being there, providing, protecting, taking care of the kids. And remember when I said alpha male love kids? Yes, Cameron and Lauren don't have kids, and they haven't had kids now, but I do know that they want kids. Maybe there's something going on, but Josh and Candace, they already have 3 kids. Now, and they got married recently. They already have 3 kids. I think that guy probably wants 6 kids. I think so. And obviously, Alan Tot and his wife has 8 children. So, yes. Gonna go right into our discussion today. So today I am going to kind of share information about 3 types of men. We're gonna start with the best, the alpha male, and then we're gonna talk about the wolf, who obviously we call the good, and then should I say the worst or the ugly, the hyena. The hyena is really let me not even go in there. Let's start with the male, the alpha male. So I'm gonna discuss about 5 points that you're gonna definitely know that, okay, right now I'm probably dealing with an alpha male. It's very simple. Because the alpha male is a very simple man. You would know when you met an alpha male. They are not complicated. The wolf is also a very good man. The hyena on the other side, I don't know. Because the problem is that an alpha male can date an alpha. The funny thing about an alpha male, they can actually date a wolf, an alpha male, an alpha female. Let me say this. So an alpha male can actually date an alpha female, a wolf, or a hyena. A wolf can do the same, but a hyena probably deserves to date a hyena female. The problem is that most of the time, because I'm gonna take you through their characters, and you're gonna know that it's hard for a hyena male to actually date a hyena female because they're so, oh my Lord, you're gonna find out. Anyway, so let's get started with an alpha male. So an alpha male is that man, he's always a gentleman. An alpha male is a gentleman. They are very gentle. And as I said last week, don't mistaken gentlemen for weakness. So when I say an alpha male is gentle, they are not weak. I've dealt with a lot of alphas in my life, different kind of alpha, because remember there's different kind of alpha, but they're still alphas, right? So they are very gentle, but they are very, very opinionated. Like they are not, that's why I'm saying you can mistaken them being gentle for weakness, because they still have their own opinion that when they put their foot down, girl, you better listen. Oh my God, there's some noise there. Anyway, so their first point, the very first point that you recognize an alpha male is that they are gentle. So they are the gentlemen. They will open the car door for you. And obviously, you need to know that even the wolf and the hyena will do that. But the hyena will be doing that because they want something, you know. But an alpha male don't pretend. So they are doing that because they want to do it and because that's in their nature. Doing those things, it's in their nature. So they will be opening cars, like car doors for you. And it doesn't matter whether it's right now, because remember, these things used to be happening in the past. And now most men has forgotten about it, but not the alpha male. They will still do it. Sorry guys. So now this is the other thing when I say they are gentle, because I can't just end there. These alpha male are gentle in the sense that because they are the only one who can handle like the other wolves, like the wolves and the hyena, can handle different kind of women, but it's hard for them to actually handle an alpha female. But the alpha male can actually handle an alpha female so easily. Like they can do that easily. You know why? Because when I'm going to discuss next week about an alpha female, you're gonna find out why I say the only man who can handle an alpha female is an alpha male. Because remember, an alpha female is very, like, they are very strong-willed women. They are very independent. They are very loud. You know, some are not loud, but most of them are loud. They know what they want. So they are not like kind of guessing what they want and so on, unless they have been pressurized, but most of the time they know. So, and when I'm saying that, that's why I'm saying that the alpha male can actually handle an alpha female, because they are so most of the time moving in their masculine energy. The alpha male is the only one that can make an alpha female move back into their feminine energy, because these type of men are gentlemen, as I said. So they invite you, because they are not, because one of the things that I need to make clear now is that the alpha male has been misunderstood to be this type of man that shout when he comes from work. Maybe everybody's afraid of them, you know, like the children are afraid. No, that's not an alpha male. That's actually a hyena. A hyena does that a lot because it's a scavenger, right? He want to, like, you know. So an alpha male actually is the type of man that when he comes from work, the wife is waiting in suspense to see her husband, because this is a gentleman. This is the type of man that when you're cooking in the kitchen, they will come right behind you, you know, like hold you, kiss you. Some of them are shy though, because, you know, I've dealt with a lot of alpha male, so I know kind of the different types. So because of that, they allow the alpha female to move back into their feminine energy, because you have this male that just want to, you know, like, for example, when you do something, they are not shouting at you, but they're gonna correct you. The alpha male can correct a lot, and they can correct in gentleness. And I'm actually having 3 couples that at the end towards the end, I'm gonna use as an example of couples that where the man is an alpha male and the woman is an alpha female, and you're gonna see their relationship because two of them are famous. I think the third one is also famous because the third one is my friend. Anyway, so that's number one. Number two, an alpha male, when you meet an alpha male, you would know by the fact that when you tell them, when you become vulnerable in their presence, instead of judging you, the scavenger will actually judge you. The hyena man will kind of judge you, will be afraid to even go on with you. For example, when you tell them that when you were small, you were molested or something happened to you. Hey guys, I'm back because that's what happened when you're recording at a place where everybody's moving around and so on. Don't worry guys, eventually we will move to somewhere better, right? So now that we handle the alpha male, the next episode, I'm not gonna say the next one because I don't know whether the next one, maybe we can talk about the alpha female, or we're gonna talk about the wolf and the scavenger, or we're gonna, it depends how the mood change, right? So as we come to the end of this discussion, I just want to say thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing and sharing. We appreciate you. And I just want to say stay tuned for more about dating, life after divorce, life after being a widow, and all those type of things. We are discussing a lot on this channel. So take care guys. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and push that notification button so that every single time we upload a new video on this juicy channel. Can you see it's juicy? Everybody's saying that, oh, please, we're waiting for another video. Like my little cousin was like, Andy, please, we're waiting for another one. I want to know what a scavenger is. Stay tuned.